So we've known for some time now that Teldrassil was going to be burned, and the question has always going to be, whose responsibility is it going to be, and whether it was going to be an accident, which is still largely Sylvanas' responsibility because she's instigated the war. Would it have been Sylvanas directly? Would it have been someone else? Some people even coming up with mad ideas about, maybe it being someone on the Alliance doing it as a way of saying, well, if we can't have it, then neither can you. So the scenario has released now on North American realms, and so those of us who have been on it have been able to see from the cinematic exactly what happened. So I'm not going to spend a ridiculous amount of time explaining this because, of course, it's sort of live for people in North American realms, and it will be on EU tomorrow anyway, and people will be able to see what's happened. But really, I want to talk about, as I say, the different options that were sort of open. So for quite a long time now, I've been sort of saying, well, the way Sylvanas is behaving is just downright evil, and, Blizzard have tried to push just for the sake of, because the way World of Warcraft's supposed to be is it's supposed to be, well, the Horde and Alliance just out of circumstances have tended to be locked in battle at certain times, but neither side's really wrong. It's just misunderstandings, dogs and cats fighting, that sort of thing. Whereas what Sylvanas has been doing more recently has been, just straight up evil. But there's still a lot of people go, no, it depends on your point of view, blah, blah, blah. And Blizzard seem to have tried to push this agenda well by describing her as morally grey, which, no. But anyway, it doesn't matter about that. So getting ready for the Burned Teldrassil. Obviously, we know that Sylvanas has instigated the war. Now, some people will point out, yeah, but she only did that because she fears that the Alliance are going to get all this Azerite and use it as a weapon against the Horde. Whereas, of course, we know that that's not the case. But from the book, the novel Before the Storm, anyone who's read that also knows that Sylvanas wanted this war before she even knew about Azerite. So before Azerite was even known to her, she was still wanting this war. So she was going to instigate this war regardless. So the things she's saying that we sort of know in game, remember that's what she's saying for public consumption amongst the Horde, because there's many members of the Horde who are not happy about this as well. So coming towards the end of the scenario, what has actually happened? Well, we come to one scene, Malfurion fighting Sylvanas. Looks like Malfurion's got the upper hand. Saurfang comes from behind, interferes, fells Malfurion. Saurfang, of course, immediately regrets it. He was acting out of instinct, think as a battle zone, but then he suddenly realised, oh no, this was single combat, I shouldn't have interfered. But Sylvanas is straight away saying, no, you absolutely should. I was going to win, I was winning all along. He was just wasting my time. Although you notice she hasn't got the guts to kill him herself, but I think that's bad storytelling rather than any softness on Sylvanas' part. But Saurfang is there going, no, I'm not finishing this off because this is dishonourable. But even then, we sort of see, there's this juxtaposition, which is going to continue in next week's scenario and into BFA, between Saurfang, who is now the honourable soul of the Horde, and Sylvanas, who, let's face it, is just straight up bad. So, Malfurion doesn't die. Tyrande comes to the scene. Saurfang and Tyrande both threaten each other, but at the end of the day, Tyrande leaves with Malfurion. But she acknowledges that, well, Darnassus is lost. And at this point, again, some people are thinking, well, Darnassus, is the main city. Well, if the Horde are going to take it anyway, maybe they sabotage it themselves to say, we don't want it. Remember, the Horde don't want Darnassus. It's not a strategic point for them. They simply wanted to stop the Alliance using it as a staging post to funnel Azerites into the Eastern Kingdoms. So, what happened? Is it that Sylvanas sets fire to the tree herself? Is it that an accident happens, a stray Azerite weapon burns it, that was gaining traction among some people? Is it that, you know, someone on the Alliance, either by accident or design, decides that the best thing to do for whatever reason is to set fire to the tree?
Now you understand. Don't grieve. You'll soon join your loved ones.
I grieve for you. You've made life your enemy. And that is a war you'll never win. You can kill us, but you cannot kill hope.
Can't I?
Burn it. Burn it!
So no, completely blindsided. I have to confess, I did have a fear that Blizzard were going to come up with some bullshit way of just allowing people that are convinced that Sylvanas is doing what she's doing out of just wanting the Horde to endure, you know, and to muddy the waters over it. But that's not what's happened. That's not what's happened. Sylvanas, just to spite a dying elf, for no other reason than that, it didn't look like she wanted to order the destruction of the tree up until the point she spoke to this elf who was dying and showing pity to Sylvanas. Sylvanas basically seems to be stung by anyone who shows pity towards her. And for no other reason, as far as we can tell, she orders the destruction of the tree. And note that she has to order it twice, because even Nathanos is like, wait, what? Really? Which is baffling, isn't it? So, I go back to what I've been saying in the past. Sylvanas, I'm sorry, is bad to the bone. She is evil. I don't think it'll be a Garrosh 2.0 because that would be rubbish storytelling. But she surely cannot... This cannot last for any significant amount of time. Sylvanas being war chief as she is. Something has to happen. Something very serious has to happen. But anyway, let me know what you thought of the scenario when you saw it for yourself first time. What do you think now about Sylvanas if you had a different view of her before? Let me know in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with other people who may also be interested. And until next time, I'll see you later in this post-Sylvanas is definitely evil world.